I am here with Gina Medina, and I love your name. That's such a nice rhyme to it. And Gina and Claudio have been so gracious to let us stay in their back driveway for the last 3 months. And Gina has also shared her special gift with me. And I am just so touched that she did all of this for us today. But I just want Gina to tell you a little bit about how she uses the gift that God's given her to bless others.
Well, let's see, I started with this. I didn't like doing teas. I never did a tea. One of my friends had her birthday, and I asked her what she wanted to do, and she wanted to do a tea. I fought her on it. She said it was her birthday, and she got the pick, so we went and did a tea together. I fell in love with the idea of having a tea when we were there. It was a quiet time. We were able to share, and so I came home and I had a tea book by Emily Barnes. It's called The Teacups Could Talk, and I read that from cover to cover. And it talked about using tea as a ministry and how people sit around tea. And another girlfriend that does tea, I talked to her. She has an autistic son, and she said when her son asked her to have tea, it's not so much that he wants the tea, it's that he wants the time with her. So at the time my mom was still living, she was living with us, and she was elderly and sick. And so I started having teas with my mom in the back room, and I would decorate it, not quite as elaborate as this, but I would bring cookies and flowers and candles. And she just loved having the tea, and we would sit and talk. And I actually learned more about my mom then than I had most of my life. So then, at the time, we had a group at our church that was called the Joy Group, and it was just older youth, they called it. And it was seniors, but there were a lot of them that were at home and couldn't leave the house, or were widows. So I started using the tea to minister to them. And I would take this whole setup with them in a big basket. I would roll in, bring the hot water, and I would decorate their table just like this while they picked out hats. And then sit and talk with them for about an hour and a half and just visit. And they used to love to talk about their husbands and how they met their husbands and about their youth. And all of them cried because somebody would take the time to go through this for them, and also to want to sit down and listen to their stories. And it just, pretty soon they were kind of fighting over. And I learned not to do so much food because elderly people don't eat so much. I only do so. It would just turn into the strawberries and the scones and a few cookies that I would bring to them. And that's kind of how the ministry started, and I've used it for neighbors and
Well, it touched me, I guess, because I had never thought of this, and this just goes to show you that there are thousands of ideas of how you can love those around you, and it doesn't always have to look the same, that it's unique to your gifts, that Gina has a special gift and a talent, and she uses that. And so she's using it on us today, and so they have been more than a blessing to us, and we've thoroughly enjoyed our time here and getting to know them. And so it's really fun to experience a real, genuine Gina-style tea today at her home. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Gina.